What's up YouTube? Tsudu is back with another tips video. I know it's been a while, but I'll continue to roll in with content and clips soon. Don't you worry, I just had to figure out some things, but that story is for another time. This is 5 tips for golds and how you can get platinum on PC or really any platform. I switched to PC roughly 6 months ago, and my first real season I hit Platinum 2, and then for Xbox I was Diamond before Champ was out in over 3 years. This will be just basic adjustments slash tips to get you to the next level, some which you may not expect. I wanted to pick tips that, not every YouTuber are doing. That way, you actually learn something and not the 5th video you watch on the same tips. Coming in at the number one spot, I have just teamwork, man. I see too many golds or people of low elo, even low plat elo, solo pushing, not communicating what they're doing, and they throw their body, and it's a 4v5 off rip. The life in Siege is very important, 20% of the team mathematically, and I still do it sometimes to be honest, but at the end of the day, it's doing it as little as possible and making as little mistakes as possible. That's the goal. If pro teams, they're both equally as matched, but whoever makes the mistakes or makes the worst plays is going to end up losing. Now I know some people are toxic and gold and won't listen because, they're randoms, but the more golds I can convince to try harder, there will be less toxicity and hopefully you can pass the torch on to others to achieve their goals as well. Back to what I was saying. Basically, play the roles the team needs. You don't see a hard breacher? 9 times out of 10 you need a hard breacher of some sort, whether it be Hibana, Maverick, or Thermite, so don't hesitate and bring one, even Ace. The only map a hard breacher wouldn't be as viable as other maps would be a map like Coastline, because there's only walls they only have to open up to be maybe Freezer in certain situations, and then the four wall on Billiards, but those are not essential because you can do other kinds of pushes. Teamwork is everything in Siege, and I feel as if golds throw less and play as a team more, they can hit the glorious rank of Platinum and even higher as they progress. Continuing on with the list, the next thing I'd recommend is to get your aim slash mechanics up in the game and find your sense. So some free things that can increase your aim could be things like aim labs or T-hunts, or you can go with the bigger things which cost money like Kovacs, but they both work the same. I prefer aim labs, it's really easy and it's also really free. So, that's really cool to know. And, also I recommend finding a sense. It's also coming from me. My worst elements in the game are aim and mechanics, so I've been working on them a bunch to make sure they're not my weak points. And as some friends that were champ told me to spend hours every day and develop a routine to build muscle memory and to make sure you're at peak performance. I've seen results myself, so I thought I'd lend the advice down to you guys. I mean, everybody can increase their mechanics and aim, even higher ranked players. So if you're in gold, you definitely can increase it yourself. It'll be more consistent, you can get the advantage, you can compete in higher elo when you get there.
Where are these guys at?
A fast sense doesn't also mean a good sense. There's some slow sense players that absolutely slam like King George. Also, you don't want to copy a sense. You can use one more so as a guide to get you to the next level and to find your own personal sense because they're unique and not what Bolo or Shaika was using. My sense is E865 and DPI, which is a medium sense. And that is it for the aim advice. Alright, coming up next, I have is to not be toxic and don't throw. I've seen golds get really salty at their teammates and team kill or rush Ash with the fuser in sight, and honestly makes me want to blow my brains out. It's a video game, and you're never gonna meet the person, so get over it and be the bigger player, and be the bigger person. If you truly want to get out of gold, you'll do what it takes to hit platinum, and the next tip will coincide with this one because I know if you're a player who doesn't play in stacks, you will encounter these people all the time. Also, when playing on Smurf accounts or lower elo, I have also noticed golds think they know it all and have some sort of ego or edge and talk shit a lot. And they're honestly pretty bad. I'm bad, but they're worse. It just doesn't make sense. Like me as a player, I have not enough confidence, too little if you may add. And that's what mainly is holding me back and whatnot, but these golds are overconfident and can't even aim in a straight line. Like I said, the next tip will make this one make more sense if you don't have a solid 5 stack, but I have ranted long enough about this tip. Let's just go to the next tip where this all connects. And so this next tip, like I said, coincides with the last one, is that to avoid these randoms that do those things, is to get a 5 stack and learn strategies. Siege is a high team game and one of the most complex games out on the market at the moment. I have a Discord where if you guys join, we can form a small community and get better together. It has roughly 80 members at the moment, and I can't wait to see where it'll be in a few months. That's if you can't find people to play with. You can also join my Discord to come chill with me or just come sit and chat. LFG posts on console are a little risky but could be rewarding. Usually I use social media like Instagram or Twitter to find new people to play with. And that's how I met most of the people I play with all the time today. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you do bad, so what? There's always room for improvement and another player to play with. Now let's move on to the last and final tip. Now this tip I cannot stress enough, and it's watching Higher Elo gameplay and replicating what they do. Like strats, operator setups, positioning, how they clutch, enter a gunfight, how they play, literally anything to pick off of their gameplay. Watching pros now like play FPL or ranked is super fun to me. Seeing how they outsmart their opponents and when they play like a beast and superhuman motivates me to get on and slam kids myself. I enjoy watching Easily, Shaiko, Joystick, Bolo, etc., and some champ friends of mine like Lethal Damage. Well, and obviously Garfield's Doc and Odie and all them. They produce fire content and they're insane at the game, and seeing how they play and mimicking it is the best way to cut the learning curve for Rainbow Six Siege. So I'm going to do a quick review of the 5 tips before I go out with a video. So the first tip I said was to teamwork, just play the hard breach, play the support players you need to play, or the entries. Don't throw your body, play like a team, don't stack up bodies, spread out, make a dynamic push, whatever it may be. Number 2, aiming mechanics, play T-hunts, play aim trainers like aim labs, etc. I really recommend that. It's really useful. It helps me a lot, helps a lot of players a lot, and I just think you're going to do really good with it. Number 3, don't be toxic and throw. Number 4, join a 5-stack, learn strats, whatever. And then tip number 5 I'd like to add is to watch Higher Elo gameplay and replicate what they do and incorporate their skills into your own skills and make it your own. Anyways, those are tips for golds. I hope you can hit platinum. I hope I can help you hit platinum. And if you have other tips, drop them down below. Let's help each other out and get better and build a community. Sorry for the lack of uploads. Like I said, I'm dealing with things personally, and I kind of have the sickness that caused the pandemic. I can't say because of YouTube. So yeah, I'll be better soon and probably not content there before.